Today is our third and final day in the Rock Islands of Palau, and we are again teaming up with Paddling Palau for this special expedition into the Rock Islands. We will be visiting the westernmost rock island known as Ulong Island. Ulong Island is home to world-class tropical beaches, sheltered blue lagoons, towering limestone peaks, remnants of an ancient and modern history, and underwater treasures. We begin our day at Malakal Island at the headquarters of Paddling Palau. After a detailed briefing by our guide Kobe, we board our kayak-laden boat and head into the Rock Island Lagoon for the 45-minute journey to Ulong and its famed channel. Our first stop is Ulong Channel, where we will drift snorkel each side of the channel, experiencing one of the best snorkeling experiences of our lives. Back on the boat, we will make the short trip to Survivor Beach on the western side of Ulong Island. This world-class beach was the filming location for the 10th season of the famed TV reality competition, Survivor. Palau's early Rock Island people had firmly established a presence on Ulong Island. After a short hike into the jungle, we discover remnants of their defensive walled village. Scattered clay pot shards and shell artifacts portray the idyllic existence of these early Micronesians. After a quick lunch break, we are back on the boat for a quick stop to view ancient Micronesian pictographs before heading south along the island to Turtle Bay. At Turtle Bay, we hop on our kayaks into the open ocean for a scenic kayak from Turtle Bay to Antelope Beach. After a brief stop at Antelope Beach, we make a short journey to view an ancient Yapese stone money disc. Before heading away from Ulong Island and into the Rock Island's western lagoon for an amazing snorkel at the fishbowl. After an amazing day of experiences, we board the boat for one last journey back to Malakal Island and Paddling Palau headquarters.
Today we're gonna go on another boat ride down to Ulong Island, which is like southern part of Palau. Down
Westernmost
here.
island, yep.
Down here? I think so, yeah.
Southwest,
right
yep.
here, yeah. Down there. So we're gonna take a boat ride down there, and then we're gonna kayak and do some snorkeling, have some lunch, do some more snorkeling and kayaking, and then we're gonna take a little, it says leisurely walk to see kind of an old village in the jungle. So. Let's go!
And I would always find somewhere to hide when we were kids, so we could see and hear the water run. The river's gonna cry when you're gone. Where will you go? And won't you miss the ones you know? I'll be here hanging on, waiting for your call. Seems like time as a wave passing by, leave a mark in our minds that turn to memories. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're. The river's gonna cry when you're. The river's gonna cry when you're gone.
So if you're gonna build a house, you're gonna build a canoe. This cockatoo, this is one of the trees where you use to build a house or a canoe. It's one of the main reasons how we got to Palau. All sailing canoes. We're gonna walk through a taro patch. Our source of starch. As you can see here, this is a pit where if you had a clan here, they would have came here and met, and this is where they would make tools. This is locally known as evakla. This is a great tool for a man, tool and a weapon. What's here is ironwood, and this piece here at the top looks like an axe. This piece is the hinge of the clam. We didn't have steel 600 years ago. So we had the hinge of the clam, which is the most durable part of the clam, and you would wrap it around with coconut. There's a certain bird here called the Micronesian megapode, and the male would walk around. He's got big feet. Walk around collecting leaves, leaf litter, sticks, even World War II relics and ancient artifacts, making this very big mound. And what is he doing? He's attracting a female. Let's look up on these. This is the defense wall. There's usually like a razor snake, usually splitting around here. So keep an eye out for a snake. It's a great sight. These guys are looking for sapphire lizards to feed on. Guys, we're now entering the village. This 600 years ago, we know that it's 600 years ago because we had people come in to check out the rocks, the pottery. There's lots of pottery in the area. The high chief is living at the very top. So in the middle is you got the elders, the children, and here at the base level, you've got all the strong warriors living. So they would build this defense wall, opening actually two ways, so they can funnel all their attackers coming in through one area. And they would lock themselves up in a corner so they won't get surrounded. Keeping your enemies in one direction, you can focus all your attention in that area. So for over years, the chief, his name was Osilek, and he actually had great status amongst the people of Palau. And there is word that we had about 80,000 people of Palau, more than 80,000 people because of all the resources. And then when the resource went down, the population also went down. When you're traveling through the Rock Islands, you'd never find a waterfall or river. All this limestone is all porous limestone. It's like a sponge. When it rains, all that water will percolate through the cracks and crevices of the limestone, and it will get pushed out on the tunnels and cracks on the sides of the Rock Islands. So it's really hard to get water. Guys, look around. There's pieces of pottery laying on the ground, even shells, big shells that you would never normally find around these times.
So how long ago was it when they first came here? How many? Is it
My ancestors?
Thousands of years, or?
I estimate like 1,000 years ago.
Oh, right. And where was it?
40 to 45 foot high. There's like a crack in the middle section of the rock island. And here you got pictographs. In all the ancient village, they usually have pictographs written, usually up on the limestone. And they're located in such a way, like deep in the crack. And when it rains, they don't get washed out. So they've been actually sitting here for over 600 years old, like the ancient village. And I've got binoculars here. You guys can actually just stand in the middle, or Captain Jeff can swing the board around. Here, let's just pass the binoculars around. Just look deep inside, you'll see red markers. And these pictographs are made out of green steel. When he got shipwrecked, he went on his rowing boats. They came all the way to this area, made a big fire, and the chief of Koror, who owns all of the rock islands, saw that there was smoke in his rock island. He thought, there's not supposed to be anything out in the rock islands. So he sent a canoe filled with warriors. Imagine sitting here, just dying of starvation, lack of food, and you see a bunch of warriors coming in from the depths. They came in, they saw a bunch of white people, but luckily there was a Malayan strander who got stranded in Palau, and at the same time there was a Malayan person on the same ship. Abdul actually built a whole new ship, not rebuilt it from the ground, but they took over the ship that was shipwrecked, rebuilt it, and then they were able to sail back to London. And with that, Captain Henry Wilson took the chief's son with him all the way to London, but he eventually died out of smallpox. We didn't have like vaccines for them for Palau, so he later died out. But then there's a nice statue of the chief's son in London, representing, you know, education. If you're looking for higher education, so in our community college in Palau, there's a big statue of the chief's son. Kind of just encouraging young people to go. If you really to help Palau, you gotta go out Palau, get your education, and come back and, you know, help Palau in the future. This is known as the Yapese stone money. And this is carved by crystal calcite deep inside the caves of the limestone. And this is supposed to be a circle. A circle because it represented the moon. The Palauan flag is bright blue or sky blue and yellow in the middle. It looks like the sun. It's actually the full moon, Oragiru. Our way of life really just revolves around the moon. Not just Palau, but all over Micronesia. So they carved it circle like the full moon. And what's in the middle, there's another circle. Perfect circle where they would put tree trunk, which would be ironwood. And that ironwood is very dense. It sinks in water, but it's very durable that you can lift. Put in 4 people on each side, and these guys were built. Warriors back then. So 4 people in both sides, and they would have to carry it from the caves. Because you carry these from the caves, and then you normally have to walk it barefoot down to the beach, and your canoes would be waiting. These guys are Yapese people. So they would be waiting deep in high tide. You put it on your canoe and you have to sail weeks, depending on the wind. It can take you straight to Yap or straight somewhere, but they knew how to navigate at night with stars, with the current flow. And it's interesting because it's not the size. You quarry a big Yapese stone money, you'd think it would be worth a lot. But it really depends on the difficulty of bringing it back to Yap. There's a story involved with each stone money. If 5 people died for this big, it's worth more than like 2 people dying for this. So it's really just about the story. When they're carrying it down from the caves, it's not supposed to hit the ground. It's like a bad omen that can happen to you or your family down the line of your generation. When there's a crack, it's just bad luck, bad omen to you. So when it hits, put it down, no matter how long it took for you to carve. You put it down right where it hits. So it's random spots and all over the Rock Islands you find. You put it down and you simply do a 180, quarry another. But it's all about trading, yeah? So we did like trading with women, trading with resources, because the more women you have in your tribe, the more warriors you have.